Hello, everyone, and welcome to my How to Short series. Unleash your trading instinct. We're shorting Apple, we're shorting Nvidia, we're buying the gaps on Apple, we're buying the gaps in Nvidia. We're learning how to trade gaps and short sell. That's the two strategies that we're doing here. So let's jump into the charts. There's some good developments happening on Apple. I'm excited to talk about it. Before we do, let's go over the guidelines. Important because this is a strategy. There needs to be a framework. We just don't short sell because we feel like it or because our friend told us. So we look for all-time highs, and I'm going to show you maybe a chart that is at all-time highs. Now we're just going to wait for those signs and signals, right, for that trend change, and that is called the pivot. So at one point, it's going to turn around and go down. So where is that area? And we're going to define that by the time frame. So we're going to first look at the daily, the intraday chart, and then maybe the daily, weekly chart, and that'll help us determine if it's ripe for that sell-off. So I'm going to give you that bonus at the end of the day. Someone commented about this particular stock, and he's kind of right, or he is right. So I want to take a look at it. So let's jump into the chart, shall we? So just remember, this is not financial advice. This is just education to provide, providing you to help you improve your trading and to show you how I trade, how I pull profits from the market on a regular basis. So here we go with the chart. We're looking at Apple. And we shorted Apple, remember, right here, actually, at 148. That was our initial sell. Our stop loss was, closing hourly above 150 and never did. And then we just gapped down. Lessons learned, we sell profits along the way. We had 60 shares, so we sold 30 just below 144 here. And we're keeping the other half still. We're keeping the other half still because we're not, back at our entry. We're still, at $1.60 away from our initial entry. And what we have here is we filled the gap and we hung out here for some time. We didn't get rejected, so that's a little concerning. But if you change on a different time frame, it looks like we just ran out of time. It looks like it actually is you have a pivot here later in the day. You have these 4 hours that just blasted through here, filled the gap. We stopped here. We're coming close to this breakdown candle high at 148. We're just going to miss that mark, and it looks like we're turning around. So we will unload. Like if we gap down in the morning at like 145, we will be selling some of our positions because we still have a full position on right now. And so we're going to take profits, right, along the way, because we're still anticipating markets like to move in waves. So you have A wave, B wave, C wave, and I want the C wave. That's a little bit too far, but I want the C wave to end, and this gap here never filled. So that's our ultimate target for that second half of that position. We really want to unload it off here at 137. So we're holding it. We're being patient because this was part of the lessons learned. And, we go over into detail on our Patreon account on what we've learned and how we, fix our mistakes and our behaviors to make sure that, we increase our profits. And, fixing mistakes and behaviors and your execution also makes you money. So, you need to having that perception can really help you improve your trading. So let's go. That's what we did. So let's go to the chart. Our spreadsheet here. And you can see that we do have the position here at 146.87. We got back in because that's what the market does. It pulls back, retraces to these breakdown candles highs. We can use that as we can trade against that breakdown candle high. And that's how you want to trade. We obviously have our investments and we want to hold those long terms. But in the meantime, and we want to make some money on a regular basis, some extra cash to spend and pay the bills, this is something that you can do. So this tab here, again, is for our Patreon members. Gap is short selling lessons. You also get the gap and short selling fundamentals and gap trades, where there's a whole list of stock picks that have institutional participation that they're going to be there to buy, the filling of that gap or short it or trade it or whatever. So the volatility is going to be there, and that's what we want to make money. And along the way, we do make mistakes. Everyone's human, or we want to improve. So we have the gap and short selling should be strategy lessons that we learn and that we implement, and we analyze analysis. That's extremely important. And then you have the gap and short selling fundamentals, gives you step by step how to find the trades, how to find the stocks, how to find the trades, how to set it up, which all of that is great value. So just head over to my Patreon. The link is below. And that's all I wanted to cover today. So let's see what happens tomorrow in the market. We have our plan. It's laid out. We know where we're going in. We know where we're getting out. And if nothing happens, we're just going to sit to the sideline and just watch it. Watch it happen. Wait for the next setup. There's always the next setup. There's always the next big move. So, don't worry about it. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.